Center.
Kibaru moƴƴo hari hiɗa andi pay kon duuɓi joyi ha yeeso no wawi ƴettude ndu pikiru coronavirus haraw yoɓali hay fuyi. Hihi pay kon duuɓi joyi ha duuɓi 11 no wawi ƴettude ndu pikiru coronavirus. haray nodde Washington West African Center ɓe waway o wallude ha payko mon kumpiko hara ko yoɓali hay fuy.
Groupe fulaji bo no salmina on no waɗande on ɗo message fi coronavirus mi salmini on ɗo e nder duniya aduna Allah on fof.
haray ɓe wawi men noddude e 253 235 2132 ma noddamen e 404 593 6215 ha joni ɗa wawi men noddude e 425 248 0810.
waɗe vaccine on ko ɗum ɓurata e wallude e ɓalli men ɗin wona e nafoore molanade e aduna Allah on fof par ce que wari yimɓe ɓen ɓettini yimɓe ɓen payko e mawɗo.
Assalamu alaikum mbokk yi di seetaan Gambian Talents TV man la war rek Binta Badji comme ni ma leen ko waxee war si njëm de nekkal leen fi nga xamante ne moo nekk Janjanbureh si li nga xamante ne moo nekk nomination bi tey la on the 6 début nomination bi mu door fii si Janjanbureh tey na ñu ngi expect li nga xamante ne tam moo nekk yeneen parti yu war a ñëw fii nii tey waaye am na doy ñooñu war a njëkk a ñëw am na information ne egsi nañ waaye ñëwanguñ fi nga xamante ne moo nekk si independent amba electoral commission bi fii egsi nguñ fii ñëw si junction bi fale waaye bu ñuy egsi rek dina leen ko génnee ngeen seetaan ko fii si Gambian Talents TV stay leen ci bu leen daw fen loo leen bëgg a xam rek si mbiri nomination bi fii di ngeen ko gis te di ngeen am lu leen si leer jërë ngeen jëf si kanam.
I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the following IEC officials on the high table. Starting from my immediate left is Mr. Amatal, who is the returning officer for CRR. He is the Assistant Director of Communication, Training and Public Affairs, Election House. On my far left is Mr. Arafat Kujabi, who is the Assistant Regional Electoral Officer, CRR. And my humble self, Lamin Traveler, the Regional Electoral Officer. On that note, I will instruct you to hand over your nomination forms to the returning officer to scrutinize.
So this one, can you complete it before you go?
Yes.
Because you are far.
Yes.
Can you complete it and
Yes, yes, but we just need an extra sheet of it.
Why? Why?
We have certain points here that we need to
Correct.
yes. Just put one of the six and then the other one.
You mean a full or just one seat?
If you can have full, then you can just make it nice.
Yeah, but you complete it before
Yes,
you go.
yes, we make sure that we complete.
Okay, let her read it.
Yes.
That's your copy, huh? That's your order. Take this. Just place the pen over here. That's why we put the pen for people to sign. Just confirm. These are the items you handed to me. Then you sign and put the date there. Huh? Thanks. Complete it. Christopher S. Cham for submitting your nomination papers. You've submitted your nomination papers accordingly. and we've received them accordingly. We will be issuing you receipt of submission of your nomination papers. The acceptance of the nomination papers will come subsequently, depending on the outcome of the verification of the support of your nomination that you've submitted. You are supposed to meet a threshold of 300. We will verify whether you have that number of valid voters card from that constituency, that's Lower Sound. The other aspect is we will display your papers here this morning up to 4 o'clock. A registered voter has the right to come and scrutinize your papers. If he has anything against you or to object, on different grounds, that he will communicate to us in writing that we are objecting to your candidature, and they will state their grounds of objection. We will also inform you about that objection, but you will have the time or the dates to correct whatever defects are in your nomination from the 12th to the 13th of this month. After the outcome of the verification, and if there is no objection and you've met the threshold of 300, we will invite you to issue you the acceptance of your nomination. Meanwhile, we will issue a receipt of the submission of your nomination. But before I do that, I will also inform you that you complete your itinerary. On the 14th to the 16th, we will be doing a reconciliation of the campaign itineraries for all the candidates from different constituencies, for the purpose of developing a composite campaign itinerary, devoid of classes here and there, so that we can all go on our campaign peacefully. That's very key. You can be present if you want, or you can send in a representative who can take decision on your behalf, so that we work together and develop that composite campaign itinerary. We will also want to get some numbers of 2 or 3 people around you. In the event we cannot reach you, we can deliver whatever message we want to deliver to you through those individuals. But let me take this opportunity to remind you of the code on election campaign that we have just subscribed. It's very important. It is the code that guides our activities in the whole electoral process. It states in subsection 2 that political parties, their candidates, or any independent candidate, agents, workers, or supporters of political parties, or any independent candidate shall carry out their campaign in keeping with high ethical and moral standards and respect due to other political parties and candidates, the voters, and the generality of the Gambian people, and shall also conduct their campaign in a manner and spirit that will promote a congenial and peaceful atmosphere throughout the electoral process. This is just one provision. There are other provisions. So I'd encourage you to read everything, digest it, internalize it, apply it to the letter. Encourage your supporters to do as well, because your submission.
Thank you, sir.
Correct. You have the opportunity to talk to the media, if you want to address your constituents.
Sir, can you tell us your names and the constituency contesting for?
My name is Mustafa Esjam, and I am contesting in Lower Salem.
Under the ticket of?
Under the ticket of PDOIS.
First, can you tell us what motivated you as a young man to join the politics?
Thank you so much. I wish to take this opportunity to greet the entire people of Lower Salem, and also to thank them for nominating me to contest in this election. Coming to your question, we are young people who have seen that so much needs to be done when it comes to socio-economic development of this country. And we have so much concern in seeing the Gambia to be lifted to a level that is better than where it is today. That is why we have the confidence and we have the interest to join politics.
When you say development in what sense?
Development is relative. When you talk about development, a lot of things are involved. You can talk about health in development. You can talk about agriculture. You can talk about transportation, road construction. You can talk about so many things. So development is a host of things together. Yes. Yeah. At the side of Lower Salem, we have a host of things to tackle. First is water. Water is an issue in Lower Salem. We have some villages. You have about 63 villages in Lower Salem, and some of them, you will be surprised when you reach to those villages, you don't have water at all. Women are still fetching water from the wells, and those days are gone. We are in a modern world. So we want to make sure that water is available in abundance in all the villages in Lower Salem.
What makes you think that you are the right person for that position?
I do not think that I am the right person, but I think I am part of those who can bring that change in Lower Salem.
Looking at the list I have So it helps me when I see you here this morning. So your nomination tried to push me a bit while because I was thinking, wow. So because I wasn't expecting there's any candidate for Lower Salem. So what is the cost of that?
You weren't thinking that there is no candidate coming from Lower Salem.
Because the list I have Kex, I'm about to run for Kuna, Kex from Yamina, but I didn't have anything like Lower Salem.
Yeah, Lower Salem is part of the list, and to inform you, it was under those names of candidates, or it was part of those names of candidates that were identified to contest. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Who is the returning officer for CRR, and he is the Assistant Director of Communication, Training and Public Affairs Election House. On my far left is Mr. Arafat Kujagi, who is the Assistant Regional Electoral Officer, CRR, and my humble self, Lamin Traore, the Regional Electoral Officer. On that note, I will instruct you to hand over your nomination form for the returning officer.
The documents.
I'm self-employed as a teacher.
In far, you can complete it from after the nomination. You put the comments there. You tell us what activity are you going to conduct. Is it a meeting? Is it a rally? Is it a caravan?
That's for the comment.
Yeah, that's for the comments.
Okay.
So you can do that after the process.
Yeah.
You see, rather go in comment. Huh?
Yeah,
You can complete it today.
So I can do it right now.
Yes, after that. Then I will take that later. Huh?
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. So you say you are working as a teacher, but self-employed. You are not under the public service.
No.
All right. Just confirm these items and just sign and put the date there. That this is what you.
I can just complete this.
Yeah,
This
Hmm?
it's all
It won't take long.
no,
Okay.
right
Go
away.
ahead, complete it.
Because
No problem. Just complete it and you sign.
yeah.
Because I don't want you to rush.
So if it's just stopping by saying hello, how do you call that?
A spot meeting or
Spot.
yeah.
Yeah, it's our own spot. There is only one rally a day.
Okay.
Spot meeting. Spot meeting. The last one is the last one. Let's get it. This one. Scott. Anything? Scott.
You've submitted your nomination papers accordingly, and so far all the conditions attached, you have fulfilled them. Just want to inform you that we'll be issuing you receipt of your nomination papers, that we've received them. But the acceptance of your nomination will come subsequently, depending on the outcome of a verification process we will be engaging in. That is, we will be verifying all the support. If you meet the threshold of 300, we will clear you, because no one person should subscribe to the candidature of two candidates, no one individual from the same constituency. So that's the rationale for the verification. The other aspect is we will display your papers here. A registered voter has the right to come and scrutinize your papers. So if they have any cause to object to your nomination, they will write to the returning officer, and we will also inform you about that. But you will have the opportunity from the 12th to the 13th to correct whatever defects might be in your nomination papers. Also, on the 14th to the 16th, you can be present here, or you can delegate somebody who can take decision on your behalf, because we're going to reconcile all the campaign itinerary. We develop a composite one. Purpose is to avoid any class here and there, so that you can go that end and so forth. Anybody can go on this campaign trail peacefully. Before I hand you over the receipt of your nomination, I just want to remind you about the code that you've just subscribed. You've submitted a copy and you've just subscribed another one here. It's very clear in subsection 2. It states political parties, their candidates, or any independent candidate, agents, workers, or supporters of political parties, or any independent candidate shall, which make it mandatory, A, carry out their campaign in keeping with high ethical and moral standards and respect due to other political parties and candidates, the voters and the generality of the Gambian people, and shall also conduct their campaign in a manner and spirit that will promote a congenial and peaceful atmosphere throughout the electoral process. This is very clear and succinct. There are other provisions. Read everything, internalize it. Encourage your supporters or workers to do as well. And you apply all the provisions to the letter. Because there is a provision that talks about the breach of this code. It states, breach of the code. A breach of the provisions of this code shall result to the cancellation of the registration of a political party, or in case of an independent candidate, the cancellation of the nomination of the candidate. I think it's very clear. We don't want to go that far. So please, as honorable individuals, let's campaign on issues of development, and the decision of electing would be done by the constituents. So on that note, I will also want to get some numbers of individuals that are close to you, 2 or 3. Sometimes communication challenges. If we cannot reach you, we can deliver the message, whatever message we have for you, through those processes. So on that note, I hereby hand you the receipt of your nomination papers. Yeah.
Here, Alaji Mamadikura, we've seen you during the presidential election with Honorable Khalifa Salah, and now the parliamentary elections is just at the corner. We've seen you again. What is motivating you to join the politics?
Yes, like you said, we joined the presidential election. We endorsed the PDOIS, Honorable Khalifa Salah's candidacy. We think that the Gambia needs change, and we think we can work and contribute towards bringing that change. So that is the main reason why we joined.
When you say change, how prepared are you guys to see that change is possible?
Yeah, we're very prepared, very committed. Been the presidential elections, you've seen the PDOIS been consistent in sending the same message over and over again, obviously, which is very similar to the message that we also believe in. And the commitment is there. The people, I think, of the country really recognize that commitment, and we are here to continue the same message in the parliamentary elections.
I joined the parliamentary elections for the post, or I joined the parliamentary elections because you want to bring up something?
No, not for the post at all, because like if we wanted post, maybe we would have endorsed somebody else, not Khalifa. So we didn't join anything for the post. We believe that this country deserves change, that change is needed, and we are motivated by the desire to bring about change in the country. That's why we are in it.
Okay, Mr. Pura, I learned that you are bound to contest for the presidential election that passed in December. And later on, alliance with PDOIS. Why you part of alliance with PDOIS? Why you have political parties that have and you don't go in for them because you are PDOIS?
Yeah, I think politics is not about joining somebody because you think when they win you're going to get a position. I think it's about what's the principle. What do you stand for, and who or which party actually projects principles that are very similar to what you stand for. And the PDOIS, we were for change, youth for change. That's what we were propagating before the presidential election. And when we look at it, the party that mirrors our principles and what we stand for was the PDOIS. So that is why we joined, endorsed the PDOIS.
So what do you see in your constituency that you feel is not working well? And you were elected in office by people who think
Nyamina East, obviously, similar problem to many parts of the Gambia. I've been going around during the presidential election and also in the parliamentary elections. The problems are obvious: lack of, basic facilities. So many villages are without drinking water. Clean drinking water. There are so many villages out there that don't even have a borehole. As simple as that. And roads, bad roads are a problem. Education, health problems, any kind of problem you can think of do exist there. And we think that by joining this, of course, a parliamentarian or a National Assembly member cannot solve every problem of a constituency. And we do not promise people that we are going to solve every problem. But we know that the parliament is about legislation, all right, legislation that can bring improvement in the lives of the people. We want to contribute to that. It's about expenditure, determining the national expenditure, how it's going to be spent. And we are here to make sure that the money that the country puts together, the total revenue of the country, is spent judiciously. This is why we are into this race.
Do you believe that the people of Nyamina East will vote you into office, and while you have other political parties going in for the same position as you?
Oh, yes, I think we are the favorites. I think the people of Nyamina East are ready. This is not the first time they have voted in an opposition. They've been doing it since the PPP regime, they've done it. And there is already an opposition National Assembly member there. So the people of Nyamina East are very much aware about maintaining separation of powers, right, between the executive and then giving certain powers to the National Assembly. They're interested in maintaining a balance of power, which is healthy for the country. They have implemented it before, and we know they are going to vote in the right candidate.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
waxee si suba rek noonu lañ fi nekkee ba léegi gis nañ ne amoon nañ fi ki nga xamante ne mu ngi jugee fufa seen Lower Salum am nañ fi ki nga xamante ne tam mu ngi jugee ko fufa ambassa Nyamina East ñu ngi amati keneen fi ki nga xamante ne muy jugee ko Nyamina West di Kex Sané moo nekk noonu ak ngeen di gis sol li nga xamante ne mu nekk amba xaftaan bu bulo bi waaye duñ def dara rek ñu dugga si biir xool naka la nomination am bi di demee amba fufa si biir amba IEC amba electoral commission boobu noonu foofu.
My immediate left is Mr. Amatal, who is the returning officer for CRR, Assistant Director of Communication Training and Public Affairs Election House. On my far left is Mr. Arafan Kudabi, who is the Assistant Regional Electoral Officer for CRR. And my humble self, Lamin Travel, the Regional Electoral Officer. On that note, I'll instruct you to hand over your nomination forms to the returning officer to scrutinize.
Yes, Mr. Sambu Janjan, is the CEO. The CEO.
And put it there. In the receipt of your nomination papers. We will be issuing you with the receipt of your nomination papers because you have submitted your nomination papers accordingly. We will issue you with the receipt, but the acceptance will be issued later, following certain processes that we need to conclude. That is, we have to verify your support. We have a system in place to verify the support. If you meet the threshold of 300, we will go ahead to issue you with your acceptance. Equally, we will display your papers here. A registered voter has the right to come and scrutinize your papers. If they have any cause to object to your nomination, they will write to the returning officer. And we will also inform you about that objection. You will have the time to correct whatever defects that you can correct on your nomination from the 12th to the 13th. But once we conclude those processes, that is verification and the display, and there's no objection, and if you met the threshold, we will invite you to come and correct the acceptance of your nomination. Now we will be issuing you with the receipt of your nomination. But before issuing you, I would want to read something about the Code on Election Commissions, which you have already subscribed. Two or three numbers of people close to you. In the event that we want to communicate with you, we can reach you, we can deliver the message, whatever message we have, through that proxy. So it's important that we provide us 2 or 3 numbers. So meanwhile, I hereby hand you over hand you the receipt of your nomination papers. Congratulations.
Okay, Kemekse or Kek Sane, can you tell us as a young person what motivated you to join the politics?
Thank you very much. I've been so passionate about politics because politics determine the day and day activities of the Gambian people. Each and every person is a politician. And these are the people that run the affairs of the states and they govern us. And I think that it's every man's business or every person's business to participate in politics so that you can take a part in the development of your country. And this is why I'm inspired and motivated to contest for the seat of Nyamina West. For far too long, we have been left behind. And I think that I'm the savior for the people of Nyamina West. This is why I'm ready to sacrifice myself to be their candidate, to be there as their servant, and I'm ready for the cost.
And why do you think that you're the right person to that seat?
Actually, I think there is no better candidate in Nyamina West who understands the issues of parliamentarian more than me. For 10 good years, I've been attached to the parliament, and there's no single sitting that I miss in the parliament, and I know how the parliament works and what are the roles and the responsibility of the parliament. So I will not go to the parliament to be a learner, but I'll be going there to start from where the other parliamentarians stop. So I think I'm the better candidate when it comes to parliamentarian issues and when it comes to issues that are affecting our people and how to tap those things from the government, since it is their right to have certain developments for their people, and I think I'm the right candidate.
So what do you think will be your focus of development for the people of Nyamina West, you being in the parliament for them?
Yeah, first, actually, Nyamina West is a contributor to the national budget, and this constitutes, they are taxpayers, and this constitutes our budget. Every year, there's each and every compound in Nyamina contribute to their tax to the development of this country, and the law says that the tax of the country must be shared equally, and for far too long, Nyamina people have been denied this constitutional right. They have not been enjoying from the national cake. I will go there to advocate that so that Nyamina will have their national cake. If you go to Nyamina West presently, there's no single hospital in Nyamina West. When you go to other constituencies, they have 3 or 4 hospitals. That is misrepresentation. That is not fair from the state. We are going there to make sure that the state resources are utilized properly. If you go to Nyamina West today, there is no high school in Nyamina West. The whole of Nyamina West, the only constituency in the among the 53 constituencies that lack a hospital, and they said education must be free and accessible. Whereas the accessibility, it is not in Nyamina West. We'll make sure that we push the government to bring access to education to the people of Nyamina. Water is a basic necessity. If you go to Nyamina, still now people are drinking from open wells. We will make a stop to that when we go there. We must take our share from the national cake and make sure that the state invests in the people of Nyamina West, since they are equal taxpayers like the people in Banjul, the people in Serekunda. They are all equal, but the Nyamina people are paying their tax to develop other constituencies. This has to stop, and we'll make sure that we do that.
Mr. Sane, 2 days back you have some issues with the police before the presidential elections.
Indeed.
So definitely, do you think is that going to affect your you being contesting for this national parliament election, or do you think it's not going to affect you at all?
Precisely, there are laws that govern who will be qualified to be a candidate, and when I go through that, that has no link with whatever is happened. So automatically, all the guidelines, the constitutional requirement and the electoral requirement have qualified. So absolutely, do not gonna affect anything regards to my campaign.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mbokk comme ni ma leen ko waxee woon rek si njëlbeen ki ngeen gis noonu moo nekk ñi nga xamante ne ñëw nañ fii si nomination bi under the ticket of the GD under the ticket of DOI ñooñu ngeen gis ni fii nii tey dégg ngeen yuhu yeeg ambiance ma baale rek ngeen dégg tuuti si riir yi ak ambiance bu gaa nekk di ñi ngeen di gis noonu rek ñoo nekk gaay amal kura gaayam yi ñoo nekk noonu ñoom ñoo ko ñëw welcome si fii ni gannaaw bi nga xamante ne def na li nga xamante ne moo nekk nomination am bi rek waaye duñ def dara rek bro tur bi
man Balamin Marena
Balamin Marena yow tey lan moo waraloon sa tànk fii
waaw
mu naati na yi naata jambi
nara nomination on la kana alay kura nominate nag
mol siata ima hani monoma aketa alaji kurati munati
nyamina kol be la frin alaji kuran ne la pura ka dibita wodi nyamina ndol nga alaji leje ndol mam moja alaji kola
jërëjëf yow no tuda
man Ansumana kurana tuda
Ansumana ayote yow lan mo waralon sa tanka fi
suma tanka ci biri affaire alaji kuran la doy la
nit yi bëri nañ toppaloo kenn ku dut alaji kuran lan mako war
waaw alaji kuran nit ku jamala de jangana si alay kuran si ñu si alay kuran dina jok
si sos
alay kuran ndol be carte fa alay kuran ne ni nga carte fa alay kuran no modi mi alon ko asimbondino dinko kono dinko mi alon ko abe kolari mbakele
yo tur
wa man sare cissé la
sana se yotan lo am pour waxte ci
wa dañ bëgg dem ñom alaji kuran mom lañ mo ñu doy daal mom lañ topa
lu tax ngeen ne alaaji kura moo leen lu tax ngeen ne alaaji kura moo leen doy
waaw moom lañ óolu daal moom lañ óolu te moo ñu doy waaw
waaw baax na yéen a dégg ñi nga xamante ne ñoo nekk fan si alaaji kura gaa luñ wax waaye duñ def dara keneen tam mu ngi ni yow noo tudd
man Salif Ba
Salif yow tey gis na yaa ngi sol li nga xamante ne moo nekk tiisaade alaaji Mamadi Kura lan moo ko waral
Alaaji Mamadi Seydi Kurang dafa taxaw nga ñëw te pour nominer ko tey mu taxaw National Assembly candidate am naa yaakaar ne inshallah Alaaji Mamadi Kurang moo nekk right candidate for Ñamena East because Ñamena East dañ yaakaar am candidate yoo xam ne duñ am ñu jànga ñun ñëpp foofu lañ dëkkat dañ jànga waaye yaakaar ne am candidate yoo xam ne amuñ ñu jànga te gis ne Alaaji Mamadi Kurang nekk na candidate boo xam ne moom presidential election la bëggoon a stand waaye dafa dem nomination am small problème jëluñ ko woon mu dem join PDOIS ñëw na taxaw pour MP inshallah ñun ñëpp moom leen topp ci kawam te mu leen bëgg a voter moo nekk
xanaa da ngeen bëgg a wax ne nu mu demee woon rek si presidential nomination bi moo tax at bi ngeen taxawal ko rek pour mu ñëw taxawal leen si député
yeah presidential election bi mu demee woon si nomination mooy ne some mistake moo amoon si form yi doon fiil form yi doon fiil si candidate name bi no problem but political party name bi moo nekkoon problem some people they use Gambia Youth for Change ñu def independent ñi def youth change party then 3 name moo nekk when demee IEC guy won lu mën it's not legal only one party should be registered only one name of the party should be registered and they was right and we appreciate it and we keep patient but now we are in for National Assembly yeah exactly
jërë ngeen jëf mbokk yi na déggaloo rek ñi nga xamante ne ñoo nekk fan si Mamadi Kura gaa luñ nekk di wasi jongante bi nii rek bu nekk di buñ xamante ne moo nekk député nomination bi moo nekk di dem si waxtu ji nii rek waaye ñu ngi amati fii tamit am yeneen kilifa yi nga xam ne toppa nañ ko moom tam dinañ ko def dara dinañ ko laajte tur bi Fafa Mbaye yow tey ñun la gis tey bi nga xamante ne gaay dooy ñëw fii tey di nominate lan moo ko waral
kontaan rek am yaakaar si ñoom am nga xam ne ñu war a réew mi yóbbu kanam la ma tax rek ñu topp si waaw rek ñi kontaan rek di ko ñaanal yàlla may ko ndam waaw
Mohamed Ndaw
yow tey yow lan moo waraloon sa tànk fii tey si Janjanbureh
le waral sama tànk mooy ne dama ñëw pour support Alaaji Mamadi Kurang pour mu nekkal ñu ci palaat bi bëgg ñu dugal ñu ci néeg bi liggéeyal ñu ndax sonn nañ ñu seet na moom doy nañu pare na liggéey bëgg naa bokk ak ñun suuf si bëgg naa bokk ak ñun réew mi moo tax ñu toppoon nañ ko président amuñ ñu dellu ko topp député gi ñu bëgg ba mu dem ba ca pale ba moom lay ñaan man maay bàyyi gaay yi ca pale ba laa bëgg mu dugg fa incha allah foofu laa ko yóbbu soobee yàlla.
nit yi bëri na
kontaan ci yéen nag yéen officier yi nga xam ne taxaw ngeen maa ngi leen di sant di leen gërëm ndax liggéey bi ngeen taxaw ak naaj wi maa ngi leen di sant di leen gërëm yàlla seen maqaama yokku jërëjëf.
yéen ma ne ko yéen a dégg ñooñu noonu rek ñi nga xamante ñoo ànd si fii nii ak Alaaji Mamadi Kura gaay lu ñu wax si seen mbiri ki nga xamante ne moom lañ taxawal te moom moo ñëwoon fii te di def li nga xamante ne moo nekk amba nomination ami waaye ba léegi jeexut ñu ngi am yeneen parti yi nga xamante ne ñoo war a amba ñëw gis nañ ne PPP dafa war a ñëw waaye moom ñoom ba léegi seen time bi jeexangut su jeexee dinañ xool ndax PPP am nañ candidate buy war a ñëw wala warta ñëw à part PPP nag ñi nga am ñi nga xamante ne ñoo nekk gaay UDP ñoom ñu ngi door li nga xamante ne moo nekk 3 o'clock stay leen tun si Gambian Talents TV bu leen dem fen ñu génnee leen lépp li nga xamante ne moo nekk di dem fii ni si Janjanbureh tey si nomination bi stay leen tun ba si kanam ma leen ko waxee woon rek amba si suba gis nañ ci ñi nga xamante ne ñoo nekk gaay dooy amba ñëw nañ fi ñu ngi waroon a espérer ñi nga xamante ne ñoo nekk gaay PPP waaye ñoom mu njëwtoon na ñëw waaye amuñ fi candidate waaye gis nañ fi ki ñaar ñi nga xamante ne ñoo nekk amba gaay UDP ñoom ñoo nekk fii nii léegi seen time moo jot seen time bi 3 o'clock la doore fu mu nekk nii nag ñu ngi nekk amba 3 o'clock ma ne ko gis ngeen gaay amba ñoo nekk noonu asi ñi nga xamante ne ñoo nekk seen candidate yu war a nominer tey fii nii amba si Janjanbureh ma ne ko gis ngeen gaay ak seen crowd waaye amba ñoom ñëpp mënuñoo dugg si biir parce que amount of number la require pour ñu mun a dugg si biir so dañ am pour sélectionner nit yi nga xamante ne ñoo war a mun a amba dugg si biir den defi li nga xamante ne moo nekk amba seen nomination jooju la ma ne ko ba léegi rek gis ngeen amba seen crowd baa ngi noonu amba góor jigéen amba ñoo nekk amba fii nii ma ne ko gis ngeen amba ñoom ñoo nekk fii nii di ñëw gunge si ñi nga xamante ne ñoo nekk amba seen nominee bi waaye ma ne ko gis ngeen kooku moo nekk nga xamante ñi nga xamante ne moom lañ taxawal pour mu nekk amba si nomination bi amba tey bii nii
Washington West African Center.
Corona kibaru dima fale yillon ne ko dindingol melbe sanji lulu walla fo e santola se coronavirus penko tanole say atre mon feñjo fantan kany dunia kana hankani dindingol melbe sanji lulu kata fu sanji tan nen kiling walla fo men siata oti e se coronavirus penko tanole say kele kurawni dumbe modu fakane nesirana corona nye Sone atale Washington West African Center kumandi ise makoy idungo yek coronavirus pengota namiranu bantale yara fama damuta adun sifa jamale nata kumandi ni nombal dokile 253 235 2132 wala 404 593 6215 wala 425-248-0810 ama musuka fukelo mume vaccino nyina tale kandema vaccino nyina tale kantanga.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonic's Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.